I don't watch the news, and I'm gonna tell you why. I am someone that values my peace so much that I am willing to be naive to the world. We know that our world is highly negative, and the best thing we can do is to stay positive. I know that there are certain problems at hand that I can't necessarily fix and I can't help. It's good to have that knowledge, but I'm trying to stay in my own lane. I have enough problems as it is. Now, you might not agree with that, but what I'm sure you'll understand is that your priority should be protecting your peace. Every day, you're going to have at least one person try and interrupt your peace. Unknowingly, it's not their fault. They are not the enemy here. But what I will say is that we should not allow these people to interrupt our peace. There's going to be people around you actively stressing, and they're going to move that stress onto you. And we're not animals. We're not a dog. So we don't need to always accommodate for those type of feelings, because then now it's on us. The way I see it, we are all like a sponge because we soak up the emotions around us. You don't know how much energy actually rubs off onto us, because after we go through talking to someone about their problems, it kind of becomes our problems. And I'm not telling you to not be there for someone. I'm not telling you to completely ignore someone. But I'm telling you to be very careful, because it is hard to disassociate yourself from other people's troubles. And even worse, there are going to be people actively trying to stress you out intentionally. There are going to be people trying to come into your lane and cause problems from you. And you can always spot them out from a few clues. I had a friend once, and he would always tell me that people weren't going to watch my videos. They weren't going to watch my tutorials or whatever I was doing in the past. And at the time, this was the start. So do you really think I need to be hearing this when I'm sitting here, already hollow, looking at people that haven't even seen what I've been putting my time and effort into? Do you think I don't know this already? Why are you saying the obvious? Instead of trying to uplift me or try to motivate me to keep going, you're going to be telling me to stop. Those are the type of people that you need to cut out. Sometimes we ignore the fact that people do not support us. I'm telling you, if your friends do not support you actively and are trying to put you down, get them gone while you can. Because these are people that are going to interrupt your peace. Because I was sitting here by myself, not troubling a soul, not troubling anyone, but I always seem to attract some sort of trouble. And that's going to happen. That is going to happen. There's nothing we can do. Trouble is always going to come. But it's how you reject it. It's based on your perspective. Are you going to take in this trouble? Are you going to confront it? Or are you going to let it pass? You know, nowadays, I am a very stoic person. I'm very stoic. Because I know sometimes I just have to let things brush off me. Sometimes I got to take it on the chin and move on. Because what can I do? A lot of things are out of our control. Like I said in the beginning, I do not watch the news. Now, I'm not telling you to not watch the news, but I do think some people get so consumed by the news, and that's the aspect I don't like. I'm not some sort of like political channel, some red pill, blah, blah, blah. So I don't really have a particular view on it. But I do think just on social media and everywhere, negatives are highlighted. It's very hard today to be a very positive person. Now, when you're positive, I'm not saying that you have to be constantly positive and you have to be delusional. Your head has to be in the clouds. You have to ignore everything that's going on in your life and you're unaware. But I do think it is good to practice being positive. Don't let nobody knock you off your strides. Don't let people get to you easily. And especially don't let the news around you or the things that you see day to day ruin your day. There is only so much information that we can take in. There's only so much we can do. Things out of my control, I feel for it. I'm not heartless, but I can't do anything about it. Know this, there's going to be so many things that happen to you that are out of your control. There's so many times where you're going to feel powerless. But the most important thing to do in order to keep going is to stay positive. The way you speak to yourself should be uplifting every single day. You should be able to look in that mirror and say the amount of corny things you want. How can I feel sad when I look this good? How can everything be bad when I am who I am? When I'm waking up every morning, every day, breathing this air. When I'm looking outside, cool, it might be raining, but There was a rainbow earlier, but there was some sun. Simple as that. Take life as you get it. I have been in such an appreciative phase right now in my life. I am incredibly grateful. I may not have it all and I may not be where I want to be, but I know I'm on the right path. I know a lot of things are going well and I know it could be a lot worse. I know that the more I am positive, the easier it will be for me to continue going on. It is extremely hard when you're surrounded by negativity. I'm a person that was depressed for a while, for a long time. Every day I'd walk around going, that's what I'd be known for. The sigh guy. The sad man. If you know Spawn, that's a little reference for you. Anyway, I was the sad man. Walking around. And you know what? I knew I had to make a change. I knew I had to think positive. Now, that's not a cure to depression or anything. I actually did make a video on that and I did a lot of things in order to do it. I'm not trying to rush through it, but that's not the point of today. An active, positive mind is the strongest mind because you are able to bounce off the little things. When big things occur, sometimes we may feel numb to it, but it's the little things that get through the armor. It's the little things that tick us off because we don't understand why it's happening. If you're able to ignore all that little stuff and focus on what's going right and not what's going wrong, then you've already made a good start. Because I can't stress enough how important it is for you to be positive, my friend. There is no time for you to be down. You need to pick that head up because, as I always say, your crown's tilting. You can't let that crown drop because who knows how long it will take for you to get it clean again. Listen, I see you shining. I see it. But you need to see it for yourself too. You need to be able to keep going and to stay in your own lane. Because protecting your peace should be number one. Over time, as you put your peace to your priority, you will have I don't give a shit mentality. And that honestly is a gift. I mean, I give it up to the people that unlocked this move, that was able to put that into their weapon locker early. Imagine every day walking around, something bad is happening or something insignificant, and you're like, I don't even care. I don't even care. And this is bigger than being stoic or nonchalant. Imagine being able to just say, I don't care, not to everything, but to the negatives. Imagine being able to bounce it off just like that. It's whatever. What can I do? Imagine just saying that consistently. You have to program your mind. You're the only person that can do this. A video enough isn't going to help. You need to actually put in the effort. Effort. It takes effort to be positive. It's harder to be constantly positive than to be constantly negative. To be constantly negative is easy. Second thought, you're always overthinking. You're always thinking things are going to turn out bad. You're always thinking your hard work isn't going to pay off. You're always thinking. That's the problem. You have to really get out of your mind for you to start to be positive. You need to understand that things will go your way because that's how it's going to end up. Things are going my way, even if I have to force it. Even if I have to go through pain for it not to. Even if I have to accept a few negatives that I can't change for it to go my way. Because it's gonna go my way. You need to be stern. You need to be sure of what you are telling yourself. Because it's all good these people telling you everything. And a lot of the times it might have a small effect on you. But what you tell yourself is going to affect you the most. I know I'm not the only one that thinks peace is a incredibly underrated thing. Life is chaos, and that's not just to do with things outside of our own lives. We go through it. Trust me, the beating sometimes won't stop. But when it does, it's important to be positive. And while it happens, it's important to be optimistic. You have to train your mind to be like that. And remember, it's very important what you're telling yourself day to day. So, make sure that your peace is your priority. Because it damn well should be.